Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make gooey butter cookies completely from scratch. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. Today we're making gooey butter cookies. Perhaps you've made these before. They're usually made from a box of cake mix, but of course I wanted to put my own spin on them and make them from scratch. I think you're going to love today's recipe, especially if you're a fan of my vanilla cake, because I am actually using that recipe as the base for these cookies. Gives them the best flavor, and it's so much better than the cookies made from the cake mix, I promise you. Let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need a large mixing bowl, and we are going to combine 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter and 8 ounces of cream cheese, and that should also be softened. Now you could use a stand mixer, but today I'm going to be using an electric hand mixer. And I'm going to just cream together the butter and cream cheese until they are smooth and well combined. You don't want to have any lumps remaining. Next, we are going to add 2 large eggs. And we are also going to be adding 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla extract. I know that sounds like a lot, but those butter cookies that are made from a cake mix have a very strong vanilla flavor, and I wanted to replicate that with today's recipe. These cookies have a really nice vanilla flavor that's present without being overpowering. We'll stir the eggs and vanilla in until you have a nice smooth batter. All right, now set this aside, and you're going to need a separate bowl for your dry ingredients. Here we're going to combine 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. Now whisk these ingredients together, and we are just going to gradually stir them into our butter and cream cheese mixture until everything is completely combined and you have a nice smooth batter. Now this dough can be a little bit sticky and difficult to work with right away, so what I like to do is I just like to cover the bowl with a piece of plastic wrap, and I like to pop this in the fridge for about 30 minutes. While the dough is chilling, you'll want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now once your cookie dough has chilled, you'll want to go ahead and line a baking sheet with some parchment paper. You're also going to want to measure out some powdered sugar. We're going to be rolling our cookies through the sugar before we bake them. Now I like to scoop the dough by a level 1.5 tablespoon-sized scoop, and then to give the cookies a nice round shape, I like to just roll them between my palms. If the dough is too sticky, I'll show you a trick for the next one, but for each cookie dough ball, we're just going to roll that thoroughly through the powdered sugar and then place it on our baking sheet. So that one was pretty sticky, you can see it stuck to my hands. So what I like to do is I'll just sprinkle my hands, dust my hands with a little bit of powdered sugar, just make sure I have a nice even layer of sugar on my hands, and then that next cookie dough will be a lot easier to roll without making so much of a mess. And then of course, roll it generously through the powdered sugar, and we'll place our cookie dough balls at least 2 inches apart on our baking sheet. All right, once you've filled up your baking pan, we're going to take this over to our preheated oven, where the cookies are going to need to bake for about 10 to 11 minutes. Once the cookies are finished baking, they should have a nice crackly appearance. We're gonna let these cookies cool completely on our baking sheet, and then we can go ahead and dig in. And that is how you make gooey butter cookies completely from scratch. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. If you tried this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. These might be my favorite.